Speaking of Dave Faulkner, I finally got you on, well, in all honesty, this is the second time you've been on the podcast. The first one didn't see the light of day because of my, I would say my probably overzealous opinion of what is like internet worthy.
Yeah.
But like just the audio wasn't good, the cameras weren't an angle. There's all these things. I was like embarrassed to post it, but now I look back and I wish I had have, because it's a good like benchmark for where the podcast was at and where we were at as people as well.
Yep.
And we're now, 18 months down the track, and I'm guessing I know your past 18 months has been crazy.
Yeah, I've had a lot of growth. First of all, thanks for having me back in, mate. The room is a lot flashier than what I remember, mate. And things have obviously upgraded. You've moved along nicely in the last 18 months too. But yeah, we've had a very busy 18 months, mate. Had a lot happening and scaled pretty exponentially, which is obviously we had lots of growth prior to that, but last 18 months has been hectic. So.
For sure. And dude, there's fucking 400 questions I want to ask you. So, and I know we're both on a bit of a time schedule today, so we'll try our best to get to all of them. Talk to me about scaling.
It's hard.
Yeah, it seems like an impossible task because as you're growing the business, you're having, I'm guessing, like positions appear, then you have to find the right person for that position, continue moving forward and hope that while you're growing that way, that person is filling that position well.
Yeah, scaling, I thought easy one location, like Bunbury was easy to scale to a point because you're there every day, you're watching everything going on. But when you go on location and more people, more layers, more middle management, more admin, more accounts, more everything, and it's just so hard to get. We've got a good recipe and it is right, but it's like along the way we've made so many mistakes and it is hard to scale like across multiple locations and then trying to get everything to gel and work and still make money.
Yeah, of course.
It's hard. Yeah.
So you grew Bunbury. Well, you grew Bunbury, and sort of like where I came onto the scene in like your stores, obviously I do your uniforms.
Yep.
Was when you just like built Dodson Road. And you had just sort of like moved into that area. So you've then gone Bustleton and most recently Mandurah.
Yep, correct.
That's their acquisitions, I'm taking it. They were previous.
Busso was a fresh start. Mandurah was an acquisition, yeah. So I've acquired a couple of businesses over the years with in different ways. Like obviously I've purchased. I've had Jay, one of the directors now at Bunbury, he amalgamated on with us. That wasn't a transaction. That was just an amalgamation.
Wow.
And then Mandurah was another purchase. So I had 3 different business purchases. The first one I was very green. That was Exact Air. Used to be on Spencer Street.
Yep.
Didn't have a clue what I was doing. And I would have done things so much differently. Now I know what I know now.
What the process is.
Process is what you can barter on, what you need to push back on, where you stand, what you can and can't do. It's a complicated process.
Yeah, for sure.
Legally complicated. Obviously, the first one wasn't because I didn't know what I was doing, and the person selling it didn't know what they were doing either.
That's interesting, because I guess now when you look to acquire something, you're sort of looking at it from this point of view, like I'm trying to extract the most amount of value I can for the money that I'm giving for it.
The least amount of money.
Yeah, for the least amount of money.
Yeah.
And then I guess if you've got someone else who's sold a business before, well, they're trying to get as much out of you as they can without giving over to, well, I guess when you're getting out of a business, who cares? You're like, yeah, I don't want it. That's why I'm selling it.
Yep.
But when you've got 2 green heads, you're sort of like 2 fools arguing at a distance, right? Whatever happens here, we'll do our best. Yeah. Talk to me about that.
At the end of the day, like we got a good result at the end of it. Like the business itself wasn't great. Like I picked up a Dakin dealership out of it, which is like a pretty elusive brand to hold a dealership with. Right. There's a couple of bigger companies in Bunbury that are sort of Perth based branches that hold Dakin dealerships, so it is hard to get a private Dakin dealership. I basically bought that. Is probably the best thing.
So you bought a supplier account.
I bought a supplier, exclusive supplier account basically. Wow. So it's like something that sells itself. It's like I don't know, like a Toyota. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like a Dakin is the equivalent of a Toyota. It sells itself, and it has paid itself back because you can't just go off the street and go knock on Dakin's door and say, "Hey, I want to sell your gear."
Say yes, right?
I want to sell your gear, and then I want all your discount prices, and I want this, and I want that. You can't do it. They just tell you to get fucked.
How many suppliers are you working with?
So we've got 3 main aircon brands now.
Yep.
Panasonic, Daikin, and Hisense we use. So we're exclusive dealers for all three brands. We had to put a bit of work into trying to get all three, but we've got a pretty good product offering now. So electrical's different because it's just various bits and pieces of lots of different brands and lots of different gear. Not as exclusive and not so brand driven and product driven. You know what I mean? It's just you got a bit of cable, PowerPoint, a light film or something like that.
If I could go back 10 years, or how old are we? You're 92, aren't you?
92, yeah.
Yeah, so go back to being 17. Fuck, bro, why didn't I do a trade? Like, being in business is sick, right? Being in business. Being in business with a trade is like a fucking superpower. It's a handshake from God to make money. Yeah. You know, especially electrical stuff.
It is if you know what you're doing.
Right.
If you don't know what you're doing, it can be hard. If you don't know what you're doing, you can run on the treadmill you can go nowhere pretty quick. Like when I started, I just I know what it was like. The accounting, the running of the jobs, the pricing, the labour rates. Like, am I charging enough? You know, you finish the end of the month and you go to your account, you do your BAS at the end of the quarter, and like, oh, you've made nothing this quarter.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, but I've been so busy.
Yeah, and also
but busy doesn't mean you're profitable.
Dude, that whole, obviously we're talking about very different levels when you compare my business to yours. We're a 2-person operation. We supply uniforms. I think the rule does like compound up with the busier you get. Like, at the moment, we're really trying to isolate, like, how do we increase our minimum spend, send the same amount of invoices with bigger companies for more amount. Yeah. So you don't, because like we can send, you know, however many invoices you want, but if they're all worth $50, what are we doing?
No, exactly.
We're fucking wasting time here, you know? So as you go along the way, you try and speed run those failures. Right? So you're like, all right, we sent out X amount of invoices and our average invoice amount was $75. If we increase that average, the business does better because we're doing the same amount of work. You know, we can handle the volume, but we're not individually dealing with each little customer going through the same, like, send us artwork. Artwork sucks. Do you want this or that, you know? So it's I feel like that speed run of failure is probably like the most essential, heartbreaking part of the beginning of business, right?
Yeah.
What's like, it's probably a hard question to answer, but what's your like hill that you're overcoming at the moment, given where you're at in business?
Oh man, it's just the scale of everything. Hey, like the tracking of day to day, and we're doing hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of jobs a week. Like it's different types of work, service, maintenance, installs, aircon, you know, to solar, to everything you can think of in between. You know, it's just making sure that the days run smooth for every single van, tracking, you know, how much gross profit these guys making per hour, per van. It's down to what revenue are they bringing in, who's like underperforming, which manager isn't quoting correctly, are the margins maintaining. It's just like I'm monitoring that, but at a mass scale. It's not just one or two managers. It's just 3 locations, 10 managers.
Fuck, dude.
6 or 8 different departments, and it's just, that's my day-to-day, is just looking at all that stuff and making sure we're hitting the mark that we should, because if we're not, it can go so fucking south so quick.
Interesting.
So we're just talking millions of dollars just like in a month can erode.
Wow.
You know, so it's just... So you've got to be super onto it.
Your day-to-day, obviously, like my day-to-day changes with the months. Like at the moment, it's like kind of the same, but I know this time next month, completely different. Go back 2 months, completely different.
Yeah.
Is that same for you?
Pretty consistent. I found, obviously there's things that change like month to month, like pay weeks and stuff. Like when you've got large amounts of staff, like you have 4 pay month or a 5 pay month.
Yep.
That in our context of things can alter a month's operating expenses by potentially 200 grand, 300 grand.
Oh my God.
You know, so like those, you just got to be aware of like those little things. You got to know how many working days are in this month. What are our targets this month? What should we hit? You know, what are we expecting at the back end? What net profit should we see after all these different variables that can happen month to month? But like historically, January, April, September for us is shit.
Okay. Is that because you're landing five pay runs on those months? Or is that just
December's shit as well. So December's 5 pay runs and only 15 to 16 working days with the break.
Yep.
So usually a month is 20 to 22 working days. January's obviously January, so everyone's spent all their money after Christmas. No businesses are open.
Yep.
It's a public holiday, Australia Day. There's about 19 working days in January.
Yep.
January's notoriously, we've got to have days to make money, right, with what we do. April is like through school holidays and Easter.
Oh, so everyone takes off.
Everyone takes off on holidays.
Yeah.
September's seasonal change.
Oh, really? Yep. So you start getting all the aircon shit starting to happen?
Dropped off. So aircon drops off. So it goes from winter to spring.
Yeah.
That temperate climate of just 24 degrees. No one has their aircon on. No breakdowns. No one wants anything put in.
Oh, shit.
And don't know, just found electrical is always pretty steady. It's just aircon's very, very seasonal. So obviously we've been trading for a little while now. We're not so volatile on the changes in seasons. We can sort of pre-predict that it's going to be quiet. We start booking work into that time.
Yeah, of course.
Prior to, because we understand that it's going to be quiet.
Yep.
Obviously it gets busy. It gets busy is a good thing, but we sort of book, like if in August we preempt, and even if we don't have work booked in August, we start booking into September, knowing that August is going to fill up anyway.
Yep.
We start just booking and just like we can preempt what we're doing. So you've got the patterns of it.
So what year are you in at the moment? How many years have you been busy?
2016 I started, so nearly 10 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
So the amount of data you've got to work with, obviously there's everything that you log. You're like, I know this, and this, but also you would have so much trackable data now for things like what your managers need to be doing and how jobs need to be operating, stuff like that.
Yeah, like we do to a point of like day to day, like the benchmarks need to be hitting, but like data on like the whole business performance, it's hard because we've scaled so quick. Revenues revenues like doubled, tripled, like year on year for the last 5, 6, 7 years.
Yeah.
You know, like with that comes increasing operating expenses. There's no real patterns to go off because everything's just been like scaled so quickly.
Interesting.
That the patterns of the business performance aren't there because the business hasn't been at its level for a sustained period ever before. So it's always like, I'm always pushing the boundaries of like, yeah, I think this is good. Yeah, it is good, obviously, because I know what I'm doing.
At the sky and hoping that this feels right.
Yeah, pretty much.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So
in an educated way, not just.
So you said just before I literally have like 5 things that's popping off in my head to ask you about. But you said before, over the years, you've had your revenue double, triple, and whatnot. Have you, like personally, I've found that the past, I think this is the 3rd year we've doubled every year.
Yep.
And like full disclosure, we're aiming for, I don't like saying numbers on the pod, but that's sort of what we're aiming for revenue this year.
That's good. Yeah.
For 2 people at home, it's fucking crazy.
Yeah.
Like,
it is good.
Exciting,
yeah.
You know? What's that sort of feel like as you're going along? Like I think the question behind this is actually like, you must have had so many benchmarks that you've met after 10 years of business. What are the moments now where you look at it and you go, whoa, that's crazy, or that gives me that, like, I'm fucking doing the thing feeling?
Yeah, I think like this year really cracked it, to be honest. We're doing some massive, just starting to do some big numbers that I never even thought were possible. But even like when I first cracked my first mil in a year, I was like, fuck yeah, I've made it. And then it's like, you're doing that in a couple of weeks now. And it's it's just crazy how it evolves. Because my missus bought me like this little note, and it's on my office at home. It's like a little $1 million note in like a glass trophy. Yeah. And I've still got that, and I look at it, I'm like, fuck, I remember how good I felt. I remember clicking like sending the invoice and like refreshing 0, and the number went to $1 million. Like that, that moment was like pretty cool. And then,
oh my God.
Yeah, it's just been, but after that, it's just been, I don't know, like the feeling, just, you're always chasing that feeling.
Yeah.
And I feel like you never, I don't know, I'm just one of those people that I never feel stop and like probably appreciate
there's a thing there where, like, you know, people who aren't in business say like, yeah, you got to celebrate the small wins. Like, dude, fuck you. Do you know what a small win doesn't even register anymore.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like, oh, I have these things now where like I meet with bigger and bigger businesses, and whether you get their work or not, it used to be just talking to that person would be like such a wow moment.
Yeah.
And like now I call these big companies with procurement officers. I'm like, hey, here's what we can do. Just you know, and then you get off the phone and it's just straight on to the next thing. It's not even this benchmark that before would have been like a fuck yeah, and now it's just like cool, next.
Yeah. I think that's just what I'm accustomed to, and I do need to step back and actually try and appreciate where it's at and how far it's come. And sometimes I probably expect too much from it for what it is, you know, but I've got to realise how complicated it actually is too, you know, like it's not I don't have a perfect recipe. No one ever has a perfect recipe for running a company. There's so many different variables that can go wrong day to day. You know, we could have 10 guys off sick for a week, and you can predict all you want, but then you can't ever predict people being sick, and then all of a sudden 10 guys off sick. All of a sudden I don't know, that could be 150 grand revenue for a month gone.
Yep.
Or a week, just from guys not doing the work. And then then you just catch up. Yep. You know what I mean? And then cool couple of good months, and then something happens again, and all of a sudden it's April.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Then it's slow. You know,
yeah.
Like it's just like a revolving thing of like different battles that happen that you have to try and overcome, that a lot of the time you got no control over. You know,
this is the thing. I've got this ridiculous metaphor that I bring up sometimes. It's like, you know, when you're a teenager and or you're a kid, you have like can of Pepsi Max, cold Pepsi Max on a hot day, or cold Coca-Cola, whatever your choice, and you're like, this is fucking unreal. You know, like come out of the ocean, crack a can of Coca-Cola, like, oh my God. And then one day you're like in your 20s and you do cocaine. And you're like, oh my God, that's actually the best thing ever. But then you have a can of Coke, it doesn't hit the same, because your level of what fucking awesome can be is now up here.
Yep.
Right? That's sort of the same in business. You know, at the start, when you got that first invoice for $1,000, it gets paid, and you're like, man, I just made X amount of dollars out of that 1,000. Here's your benchmark.
Yep.
And then like the other day, I did a job that was worth like 5,000 something, right? Now that's sort of my new benchmark of like, we need to be doing 5K a day to sort of hit the targets that we want. That's like, you know, we don't die if that doesn't happen, but that's ideal, right?
Yep.
I send this $5,000 invoice, it gets paid straight away, and you just keep on moving, you know? And it's like, I thought to myself, like, that should have been a fuck yeah moment. What invoice would it take to get a fuck yeah? Right? So it's like, maybe a $10,000 invoice, like we'll go chase a 10,000.
Yeah.
The problem is everything in between in that interim range is now just it's a Wednesday.
Yeah.
It's a normal day. And then you try and have conversations with your mates who make a wage for a living, and it's like you're talking Cantonese to them. They have no idea what that is. I don't
really talk about work with anyone, to be honest. I do struggle to talk about work outside of work to just general people all the time.
Of course. I
struggle hard. I just don't do it. I just don't even, like, the conversation comes up, I sort of just push around it and then just change conversation. But yeah, I don't know. I just struggle. I don't know why. I think it's just the level you just, not an arrogance thing. It's just, I feel like anything you say is just going to be in one ear out through the other sort of thing. But my mates are genuinely interested in what I'm doing, and I do sort of say what I'm doing, but it is hard to get on the same wavelength when they're trying to understand, but they're not getting it. And then it's just like, oh, this conversation's going nowhere. And you sort of,
dude, it's a context thing, you know, because the problem is you're telling about, you know, January 2026, when in reality there's this 10 years of like, well, here's all these fuck ups that I made to get to a point where this is now cool.
Yep.
You know, and it's like they're hearing it as in like, yeah, this is really cool. And you're like, yeah, but you don't, fuck man, you weren't there when I cried, you know, like, you don't get why I'm so happy now.
You
know, but all right, you're there. Talk to me about like business workshops, like where you're going to either a workshop, a seminar, a 2, 3, 4 day thing, and then coming back and applying all that to your business. Is that something that you believe in?
I've done business coaching over the years. Not really a lot of seminars, just always been pretty consistent with like mentoring, and jumped through a few different people, a few different platforms, different levels of platforms. Have always done it. Have always like felt like I needed to know more, and you always do learn more over the years. Obviously, different level, complete different levels. The stuff we sort of do now, we still have coaching. We use a company called The Entourage.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Jack DeLosa.
Have they tried to pull you in for a video testimonial so they can smash me with it in their fucking ads?
No, there's some big players in that space, mate. Like players doing, 100, 150 mil a year.
Oh my God.
Yeah, like big players in there. Like the e-com through to service based through to everything you can think of. It's a great little platform. We've got an awesome coach. So really enjoying the high level conversations we have dated or week to week basically. And it's helped us a lot with our scale. Getting structure built is the biggest thing. Structure and systems for the team to follow has been the biggest thing that we've learnt probably over the last 12 months. Has been the probably biggest unlock when you've got multiple locations and the staff levels we do, and managing to, like, our staff retention's like second to none pretty much, but we put a lot of time into our staff. I still do all the hiring. I do every single job interview. I still look through every single resume. I'm so picky with who I bring into the team.
Dude, that's what your business is at this point, is people.
Yeah.
So you're realistically, you don't have to worry about how a PowerPoint is fitted, you have to worry about the person fitting it.
Correct. And make sure they're doing it right and to the standard we want it done in, and doing it as efficiently and as profitably as possible. It's probably the right way to put it, yeah.
And so in that hiring process, do you have like your own personal method, or is there like a way that you...
I just don't know. I just feel like every person I hire, like there's a point of, their trade knowledge or their existing experience is a part of it, but just reading the person, hey, I feel like I'm a good people person. I can talk to anyone. I'm super friendly and nice, but you sort of, I don't know, I feel like I can pick someone's personality, and a lot of what I do is hire on personality and attitude.
Yeah.
And then we sort of teach the rest. Obviously, they do have to have some sort of bring something to the table on that front, but the personality attitude, I think I can pick up in a general conversation. I don't usually run the general, like the run-of-the-mill interviews, like where you're trying to trick people out. I have genuine conversations with people about life in general, see what they do, what they're like, some answers to some just general chit-chat questions. And I probably don't run generic sort of interviews, I just sort of go off the cuff fully. And just run it with the person and see where it goes.
I feel like because to be honest, I'm not trying to build a company. I'm trying to make as much money with what we've got. Like I'm like trying to just find every single cavity that we can possibly fill with money. And as I said before, like I'm trying to work with bigger businesses who order bigger amounts per invoice and just do the same amount of invoices because we can handle the volume. But I feel like in your position, that would actually be quite a exciting time when you're like, all right, we have this position. I'm trying to find the best possible person for it. Here's who I've got to choose from. And then just sort of like, I don't want to say playing because it feels like you're sort of manipulating people's like experiences, but it's like going, all right, cool. What can you offer this cool thing that I built? I'm gonna pay you. Like, why should I pay you? Type thing.
Yeah, we've actually got it into a pretty good space. Like it's sort of from the outside in, it is a great place to work, but from the outside in, it genuinely looks like a good place to work, which it is. So we get a lot of organic traffic of people actually wanting to come and work with us.
Wow. Okay.
Obviously, trade businesses, everyone complains how hard it is to hire. We, touch wood, have always had great success hiring high quality staff, and then keeping them there as well. So, one thing that's one benefit of what we've done and created what we've created, and our branding we've created and stuff like that. People actually keen to get on board. So
and I think the one difference that. And I'm coming from a slightly biased point of view because I have experience in marketing and building a brand and sort of like having a face to your brand as well. Like Nixon presents extremely professional. Like it presents like a company. And I think that's a really big separating factor between sort of you and everyone else in the Southwest. Or I shouldn't say Southwest. I know Bunbury, right? It's like as far as like I feel like when I call Nixon, I'm going to talk to an admin person, and that admin person is going to be really knowledgeable and point me in the right direction. Whereas if I was to call company X or business X in town, I'm expecting to call a number that goes to the owner, and then the owner sort of like delegate from there. And that divide is fucking huge. So obviously customer looking at the business, that's one thing, but potential employee looking at the business going like, do I want to work for this guy or do I want to work for this company? Huge difference.
Way bigger difference. It's the security that comes with it as well. Like people want job security and all the stuff. So we do. There is a lot of difference between us and other companies, but I think the end consumer sees that. But there's lots of different things. Like there's lots of good companies around in Bunbury too.
For sure.
Lots of solid companies around that are scaling well as well. So competition's healthy. So.
And also, I'm not knocking the rest of the businesses. I am the rest of the businesses. If you want uniforms, you can call a place that is a franchise that's everywhere and have an admin person, or you can call Outfitco and speak to Jake every time. So I'm an example of the other thing. I guess it just depends.
Some people like both ways too. Some people either just want they want to call up and just speak to someone, get it sorted, or sometimes like in the trade world, obviously you're a intelligent operator. Like sometimes you can ring I'm just going to use a plumber for example, and you speak to old Mr. Smith or whatever, and he goes, He writes your number down on his shorts. Never get a call back. Never. People like don't want that experience, and I think that's why they shift and gravitate towards. We're probably going to be more expensive than Mr. Smith. But the experience of the process is going to be so easy for them to deal
clinical.
with. People want ease, and they can't be fucked having to chase someone up for a quote.
Yep.
People just want to ring up, get their price, get their job done as quick, as fast, and as good as possible. You know?
Yeah, I think I got Dylan to install my aircon in the workshop.
Yep.
And it was like, I needed the aircon fucking 2 weeks before it got installed. It was just, we moved in, we got this house specifically to put that printer in. And that printer has this like internal thermometer that tells it like if it's above a certain temperature, and it gets above that certain temperature like 5 times, it voids your warranty.
Yep.
It's a $50,000 bit of kit. We're going to do everything we can to make sure it stays the right temperature.
Yep.
I didn't learn all this until I had the printer and it was too hot. So I'm like, I need it. And this is in summer, this time, or December 2024. So I'm just calling everyone, please, please, please do a install for me. And of course, Dylan is too nice for his own good. He's like, I'll come install it on Friday after, like out in my own time, blah, blah, blah. And we'll get this bloody thing cool. Of course, needed the power hooked up to it as soon as possible. And I want to say I called Nixon on like the Friday afternoon it was actually being put in, and they were here first thing Monday morning, and out of here by like, it was like before I'd really started work. I'm like, fuck, that's crazy. Obviously, the power's right there. Like, everything's easy for them. But the fact that it's like, they said they were going to be here at this time. They were 5 minutes early. It took like 20 minutes and they're gone.
Yeah.
Dude, it doesn't matter what it costs. That's a great job.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, just in and out, get it done, hey?
Yeah. But even that example there, you've got calling Dylan, who is the owner, does a really good job by fitting it in after hours for you because he knows you need it. Probably not something we can get from Nixon. But then when it comes to the other end of the thing with the electricity...
Yeah.
So good.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah.
He was a legend. Yeah.
So you were saying before about employing really good systems. So I'm guessing you have a Nixon system. Then when you buy Mandra, whatever it was called, a Mandra, do you then apply that system to Mandra?
Yeah, we had definitely our job management system. We sort of duplicated from Bunbury and Bustleton. So we got it was a pretty easy just boom, copy and paste.
Right.
It was. That's one good thing about you create a blueprint, and like we could buy another 3 or 4, which I'm not going to do.
Yeah.
But yeah, you just stamp the blueprint. No, I'm not. No, I'm done. You just stamp the blueprint across. But obviously, over time, you do create. It is a headache to have the same systems everywhere. It doesn't. To change one, you got to change them all individually.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean? So it's not like under one umbrella of a system. They all operate under separate cloud logins.
Yep.
To their own system. It's too big of a system and company, and the amount of jobs to have it under one login.
Yep.
Way too complicated. So we did have a blueprint for it, long story short, but it has evolved very quickly too. And we've had to spend a lot of money just building and changing things.
Yep.
Got it pretty good now. So
yeah, right. Are you a systems person?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, the systems are what tracks how well you're going, basically. So obviously it's no secret we use SimPro, which is basically a pretty powerful service-based program. It's like where you house your quotes, jobs, scheduling, things like that, invoices and stuff like that. But then it's all the tracking end of it and the custom reporting that we've built that sets it apart.
Oh, okay.
From other businesses as well. A lot of people don't understand how to use the program. That's the biggest problem, and how all of the numbers populate, and how to input all the right costs and rates,
integrations and whatnot.
Yeah, and all the integrations you can do with it. Like we've got it. Yeah, Dylan Lott. He does all of our marketing and a lot of our IT work.
Yep.
He's spent so much time. We've got like marketing agents that work for us that track from initial lead through to tying into the system, through to understanding like, hey, how successful was that campaign? We need to change that campaign.
Right.
Through to how many jobs were generated, what quotes were generated, what was the conversion rates of the quotes that were attributed to that.
Do you have a third-party system that controls just that, like High Level or something?
Yeah, we do. Yeah.
Right.
So we got like a platform that does the marketing control, then a platform that does the job control, APIs make them talk.
Yeah.
And then like all custom reporting in our job management system as well.
Hectic!
We watch it all. Yeah, it's pretty hectic.
That's so exciting.
Yeah.
That must be cool to. The reason I ask, are you a systems guy, is because typically I find that the big operators like yourself, you tend to find that what we've already touched on, they have like an exceptional expectation of themselves and what they're capable of. And usually it's a lot bigger than the character than they are. So you're constantly chasing upwards. They're systems driven and also not scared to completely learn something brand new at a moment's notice if that's what the business needs.
Yep.
They're the three things that I find are super consistent in big operators, especially those who have had an accelerated growth.
Yep.
I mean, being born in 1992, our childhood was without screens, except for the little poxy square one you'd watch on Saturday morning.
Yeah.
Then we got technology in high school sometime. And that sort of like, you know, we grew up with our parents calling to find stuff out or reading the paper, or you'd have to drive into town and go to 3 different shops to get your quotes for whatever. Then we also got technology like why we still had a lot of our neuroplasticity during our adolescence. So I think you find like another good example is like Jordan G and Francesco.
Yep.
Just a fucking weapon with being able to go like, oh, idea, concept, what does it look like? Has someone already done it that we can copy and use their thing? If not, how do I create it? What system, what program? And then 2 days later, here it is. It's not perfect, but it does a job.
Yeah.
You know, and then you just refine.
Yep.
Is that sort of ringing true with your process, do you think?
I think like a lot of my stuff I've sort of learnt as I've been going, to be honest. But got a full ADHD brain. My brain just goes like from here to there to there to there. But then when I fixate on something, I hyper focus on it till I get it done and right and perfect.
Of course.
I have so many ideas that run through my brain all the time.
Dude,
and it's just,
have you heard that the biggest killer for business is having too many good ideas?
Yeah.
Oh, man. I mean, I'm, you know, self-proclaimed ADHD as well. And like, see, whatever's going on, whatever this fucking hyper thing is that's going on, just full superpower. We don't need to diagnose it. We don't need to slow it down.
Yeah.
But fuck, man, like drives to and from Perth, like just lately with these Perth trips, they're almost too much. But by the time I get home, I fucking run to the whiteboard. I'm like, this, and you're like, email pops up. You're like, go and answer that real quick. Someone calls you. You're on the phone still writing down. Dude, that's just all the time.
Yeah. It's literally consistent. Yeah.
I always wonder, like, are we going to be like this until we die? Like, does this ever slow down or?
Hopefully someone buys Nixon's and then I can switch off. But yeah, on to the next one.
What's So what is your like ideal Friday night weekend? Like, what are you doing when you're not Nixon?
Like I do like to switch off. I do switch off. Like during the week, it is hard to switch off. I feel like I run at such a high pace and level during the day. I sort of crash hard in the afternoons, and I'm getting better at it. So my arvos are very slow. I do try to be there for my family, my wife and kids and stuff like that. So Friday's very tame usually. Depends what's on. You know, I do like to get out, spend time in Victoria and things like that.
I see you've
play golf, love golf. Golf's a good vent out.
Oh yeah, dude, there's like I'm totally not in that world at all, but there's like a whole group of business owners that play golf, it seems.
Yeah, we got a good group at I play at Bunbury. There's a good group of people out there.
Yeah.
Good mix of like older and younger fellas, and they've all got you mix and play with everyone, and all these old fellas have got pretty cool stories and been like high level operators, and they get really intrigued in talking to you, and it's interesting talking to different age groups of business owners and see like different things. And I found golf to be a good out. It's a good out mentally because you can't, when you're there, it's like 4 hours of you're thinking of nothing but golf, and I found that transitions me from work to that.
Yep.
And that I can transfer out of home. I just find like going from work 1,000 miles an hour just to zero. It's like a wind down procedure.
Oh, bro, try working at home, okay? You're telling me, you go home and you got to slow down. Dude, I got to walk out of this office and be a normal guy again, you know?
Yeah, I don't have I've got an office at home, but I don't have a computer at home anymore.
Wow.
Don't go on a computer at home, ever.
That's huge.
I wouldn't say I don't ever, but I've still got my phone that I look at emails and stuff on. Yeah. But I don't go and open my SimPro software up and, jump and pump a couple of invoices out or go check something out, I go look at this report. I just try to keep within work hours as best I can, and then like the out of work hours, try to switch off as best I can. I would use the word try. My missus is going to listen to this and absolutely cringe and go, "You're full of shit."
Did she have the no work talk within these hours at home?
She does try to talk to me about work, but once again, this is the thing. I struggle to talk. My old man loves talking to me about work.
Yeah.
And I just struggle to talk about it back because he obviously knows how big the company is. He goes, "Oh, make sure you watch your overheads. Make sure you're not charging too much." I'm like, "Dad,
thanks, man.
Thanks, mate."
But and I'll write that down.
Yeah, thanks, mate. But just you worry about what you're doing, and I'll worry about what I'm doing, and I'm fine.
Yeah.
I know what I'm doing. Just leave it at that.
So, is she involved in the business at all?
Used to be.
Right.
Yeah, used to be. Used to be my admin.
Wow.
She was my second admin ever hired, and then we had Ollie. It probably would have been 4 years ago. I reckon she would have worked. 4.5, probably. Once again, I feel like business should be separated as best you can. This is my point of view. You should have that distinction between as best you can as well. You know, like obviously you understand when you start a business up, like to get that free support of your partner where you probably don't have to pay the wage, and it does have its place, but I think as it grows, like it's good to separate it and have that distinction between work and home, because you get home and you're just talking all the time, and you never have that you time and your bonding time on stuff that you should bond on. You shouldn't bond on work. As hard as that is to talk about, like it's like there's more to life than just working too. You need to like enjoy some other things together and stuff like that. So
for sure, we're currently going through, I would say, the beginning of a transition period of her being very involved in the business to obviously, you know, somewhere in that pregnancy period of 9 months, she will stop working and I'll replace her with someone else.
Yep.
And then it's like that's essentially the start of just like, all right, you're a mum. You get paid to be a mum. That's your job now, you know?
Yeah.
And I think, like, you're right. I mean, our business is sort of like straight down the middle with how much energy goes into this, which generates fuck all money. And then, this is sort of like, I fucking hang out for this.
Yep.
I love doing podcasts. I love talking. I love editing. I love promoting. I love all this shit. And then everything in the workshop, all the uniforms, that actually makes, you know, the living, right?
Yep.
So it's like really easy for me to talk about like podcasting and guests and the things that I've learned. Because that's the thing, you're not just talking about the structure of the podcast. It's like I'll go away and say, man, I learned like Dave was talking about this and like probably apply this to what we're doing. So you're sort of like having this very like mystical conversation of like character building and improvement.
And you're learning as well.
That's right.
Yeah.
You know? And then Riz has a really organic interest in those things as well, and she listens to all of these podcasts, so she's not only getting what she hears behind closed doors, but then on the podcast it's public, and then what other people tell us about their experience of the podcast. It's and again, it's all from home.
Yeah, it's interesting. Hey, it's interesting. You are learning, but if you love it, like it's why would you ever give it up? You know,
I just have to find a way for this
make time for it. Yeah,
to make $1 million from this a year.
yeah. Joe Rogan, you might be next Joe Rogan, mate.
Bro, I won't even sell the printer. I'll just throw it out. You know, like, I'm done with that. It's so, I think the crossover between, because that's probably the most consistent thing you talk about with small business owners is that work-life balance. There shouldn't really be a balance, but the bigger you get, there should be. At the start, it's like just work 99% of the time because you're most likely going to fail. Then once you get over the hump of like, all right, we're paying ourselves, we're eating, we're going on holidays a couple times a year, we can put fuel in the car, we're all good. That's when you start talking about work-life balance. And that's when you start getting to where you're at, which is like, what do I enjoy doing? And how do I make time for that thing? And how do I make sure when I'm doing that thing, I'm not still working, I'm actually just doing that thing?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, it's an overused word that I've got a couple of words, work-life balance, hey? Like there's never, don't get me wrong, I have a good life. Like I do lots of stuff outside of work, during work. Like I don't have to go to work. Sometimes I don't want to go to work. But like if you want to succeed, you got to fucking work. And the balance probably of
it's not there.
Work is 98%.
Yeah.
And the other bit of balance is 2%.
Dude,
if you want to succeed and grow and do well,
you
need to fucking work. You know what I mean? But like the balance, I do probably have a bit more balance nowadays. But like for us to do well as well, I need to still work hard. You know, it's different for everyone. You know, like different people see that terminology is, everyone sees it differently, you know what I mean? So
there's definitely you have to fit the character of being a business owner and a company builder. You know, it's like I genuinely love the pressure. I love the fucking doubt. Like, are we going to survive? Is this going to happen? Is this going to work? Can I reach that? Can I get a $10,000 invoice? Can we make the podcast make $1 million? Like, I love the what if.
Yeah.
And it was like, if you get, you're talking about that 98 and 2% split of work and life balance. If you don't get that enjoyment from the 98%, go work for someone.
Yeah, 100%. Exactly.
Dude, clock in, clock out, have your weekends and shut the fuck up.
That is the only time you're going to get a 50-50 work-life balance is when you go work for someone else on wages.
Yeah. It's it's a weird, like almost like contrasting thing, but I feel like the real winners in business are the ones who like, dude, I'm hanging on Monday morning to get to work. Yeah. Like I'm hanging out to start work. Like I wake up at 4 o'clock in the morning. I've done all the shit that I need to do by 4:30. I'm in front of that computer and I'm fucking grinding and it's sick. Right? It's fucking cool. I love it.
I got to the end, when the January Christmas holidays, everyone's like, I don't want to go back to work. I was like, I looked at my missus. I'm like, I want to go back to fucking work, eh?
Yeah.
And she's like, you're mad.
Yeah, but I think if I'm excited and I'm making what I'm making, it must really get your heart beating to go to work. It must.
Yeah. Oh, it is good. Don't get me wrong. Some days I'm like, especially when you got like something shit going on that day. Like I hate staff meetings and like, especially like performance related meetings when like you got to try and get rid of someone or like you're telling someone off or like that sort of stuff just brings your whole mood down.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I hate that sort of stuff or, that's probably the only thing I hate doing is that.
Yeah.
Is just dealing with the people when it's negative in a negative way, like when you've got to enforce some sort of punishment on someone or I hate doing it, but I have to do it.
It's an essential part of culture, right?
Yeah.
How much energy do you specifically put into culture, do you feel?
A lot. I'm the main driver of the whole thing, hey?
Right.
In terms of people, like I make sure I'm making effort with absolutely everyone. If I don't, I feel like it would just fully disconnect and like doesn't take long for all it takes is one bad person, one bad circumstance to not get addressed and fixed. And all of a sudden it creates an okay thing for someone to go and do X behavior. No one's picked up on it or addressed it or fixed it and it just creates toxicity everywhere. Yeah. You know what I mean? So it's just keeping a close on everything. I put so much time into understanding what's going on, making sure I'm talking to everyone at all times. But at the same time, that's what I was saying about scale. I'm at a point now where I've only got so many arms, legs and eyes that it's hard to be everywhere at once and you're sort of relying on other people to make judgmental calls on things that are beyond their capability. And I'm like, don't know if I trust what you're saying right now, but I'm going to have to because I haven't seen it myself. So it's like trusting other people to do these things that I've held so close to me doing the whole time forever. The people thing's the only thing I haven't delegated out. Delegated every single other thing out, through
Interesting.
Every single other bit of business operations I can delegate out. I could teach anyone how to delegate anything out from any level of service operator, but the people is one thing that business operator needs to like look after and nurture. Hey,
dude, that's Conor Galati always says this: you can't teach leadership.
Yeah,
you can't delegate leadership. You can't teach it. You have to do leadership. And I think people, especially like people, communication, like in general, that's a leadership thing.
It is, 100%. Like being a good communicator is like one of the unlocks to being able to scale and retain your staff and get people to follow on the journey. Hey, get people to believe in what you're doing. Being confident, being a good communicator, and
of course. Your ability to what's the word when you can explain something starts with I. Not alliterate. Your ability to like communicate things is really, really high. Like I have these long form conversations all the time. I've sort of organically grown my ability to do it. Where's that come from for you?
Got better at talking over the years.
Yeah.
I used to be hopeless.
Do you obviously you focus on that with yourself?
I think subconsciously I've listened to myself before.
Yep.
I tried to articulate my words a bit better.
It starts with A, not or
yeah,
whatever,
yeah. I tried to like articulate my words a bit better and not use those gap fillers as much, like the ums and ahs and I suppose the different expressions and learning the more formal wordings to say things rather than, like you can say a word 5 different times and using it in the right context at the right time and being able to hold my emotions a big one as well. Like when you're in not a heated exchange with someone, when you're in like a potentially a high emotional exchange with someone at work regarding someone's job, well-being, their feelings and stuff like that. It's important you hold your emotional cool. Yeah. I've got really good at that, and really good at putting my point across without ever raising my voice, delivering it in a certain way for the right situation, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm a smart ass by nature, right? And I really have to rein in not being a smart ass, specifically to my mum, who's my bookkeeper, and Riz, who's my fiance / head of production for me, right? Yep. So what would you say is, and I isolate being a smart ass as my weakest point of my communicating character.
Yep.
What would you say is your sort of like smart ass? What's the weakest point of your communicating character? And in reference to when you're saying you're controlling those moments, what do you want to do? Like, are you an angry person, or are you?
No, I'm not. I think my weakness, is probably trying to avoid confrontation where I can.
Yeah.
Is probably my weakness. I should sometimes address things a bit quicker. Sometimes I try to fix things without directly addressing it in a way that I don't have to go to the confrontation and address the specific thing. I try to fix it in another way.
Yeah.
And I fuck around with that a bit too long. To be honest, I feel like that's my weakness, is probably the confrontation avoidance. Even at home with my missus, like I find like I struggle to address. If I don't want to have a confrontation, I can't be fucked with that conversation right now. I don't want to deal with that, whether I should just go and do it, you know. Yeah. That's probably one thing I do need to work on. But at the same time, it hasn't failed me to date, and I do get there in a way. Yeah. You know, I feel like sometimes if I go hot-headed into something and I don't think about it properly, that can sometimes lead to something even worse. So I do think about situations a lot.
Yeah, okay.
And how to deal with them in different ways and stuff like that. But addressing it like hot-headedly, I don't do it. But sometimes I do take too long mucking around with it at the same time. So,
there's like so the side conversation to that is there's particular moments in business where you've got to operate very quickly.
Yep.
And then there's other times you've got to operate really slowly.
Yep.
So an example for this for me is if someone sends me an email that I'm like, this fucking idiot, I'll respond to that in an hour or in 6 hours, or if it's not a time basing, I'll respond to it tomorrow, where I can just say, hey, understand how you got there, here's what's going on, and do it that way. Then there's other things where like, hey, this thing just went wrong in production. We've printed 50 shirts and we've put the front on the back and the back on the front or something, and we have to fix this now, you know, because the customer needs it by, you know, the end of the week or whatever it is. So would you say there's like a through line there between...
Yeah, I think it's all got to do with that emotional control that I was saying. Like that regulation of when you know you're hot-headed. Don't get me wrong. There's times where I've snapped off the hook and done things I shouldn't have done that I regret. But you take it and learn, run with it, do better next time. But the emotional thing, hey, I think always the old tale, like sleep on it.
Yep. Everything, sleep on everything.
Like if you're getting angry, do not action anything, sleep on it. And then you just wake up in a different, I feel like you wake up in a different mindset. And I feel like you need to just keep sleeping on it until you can see different points of view and think about the situation properly, because flying off the handle at something never ends well.
Yeah, it's so interesting. Like if you're really self-aware and you go like, oh, I know what I want to say to this person right now. And then you give yourself literally the privilege of sleeping on it and waking up the next day and you're like, I don't fucking care about that.
Yeah.
You know, like, that usually the end result is, how much is this going to cost me?
Yep.
Right. And if it's like, it cost me $100, give them whatever they want.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't fucking matter. Just like keep the train moving, right?
Yeah, exactly. It's not worth sometimes the what you think's right at that moment in time might not be the right decision. And that's a lot of what I've learned over the years. You just sometimes need to just take a step back.
Yeah.
Hold 5, reassess.
Yeah. And
then action it, you know.
Where do we go to school together?
BCC.
Right. Do you have any faith related, like, is there any part of faith that plays a role in your business?
Nah, not really. I'm not really. Obviously went to a Catholic school, but
not religious. I'm talking about faith. I'm talking about your ability to see things in the future and pull them into your sort of reality.
Never really thought of it like that, to be honest. So I don't know.
Interesting.
Yeah, I've never thought of it like that. Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe.
Have you? Yeah. Maybe I'm just putting my own language on it as well.
Yeah.
I feel like you read Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill.
No.
See, that's like even. Are you into like personal development books? Do you read?
Much? I've gone in waves of it, but I struggle to like.
Just
I'm a listener.
That. Yeah.
Not a reading words off a page.
Yep.
Just struggle to focus for a long period of time, just sitting reading books.
I hear you.
Something I've always struggled with. Something I haven't really adapted to doing. I should, but I don't.
Oh, dude, yeah, it is one of those big. I think the big thing about reading is it's your voice in your head telling you the information, so you trust it a little bit more than just listening to it. But with that said, if you get a really trustworthy voice telling you something, you'll believe it over your voice because you've known you your whole life and it's got you where you're at, and you're like, this person's smarter than me. I'm going to trust them.
Yeah.
But the point that I'm making, I think a lot of like, especially like business acumen or business development books are based around very faith-based sort of like mentality. It's like this idea that if you believe in something for long enough and you change your the inner voice that you have, your monologue towards like, I'm already there and I'm already successful, I'm already doing the thing, that it comes to you a lot quicker.
Yeah.
You know, if you operate like someone who owns a massive company, you're going to be able to step into the shoes of someone who operates a massive company a lot easier. You're already there.
Yeah.
And it's like that sort of translates.
I think I do agree. Like I actually do now understand that comment. Yeah, you're probably right, to be honest. Yeah. Probably is a faith-based thing.
Well, you have
attribute,
a supreme faith in yourself that you can give yourself an impossible task and pull it off.
Yep.
Right.
Yeah.
That's faith.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
That's almost the same as believing that God created the world and we're going to trust in him that he has a plan for us and everything's all good. It's the same thing, different words.
Yep.
You know, it's like I almost view this, we're going to get like sideways and deep on this, but I almost believe that this is a program that we're living in and you can actually achieve anything you want to do. It's just your, like literally the amount of faith you can apply to yourself in that context to achieve the thing that you want to achieve.
Correct. Yeah.
So it's like if you know, all right, cool, my computer works like this, and if I want to do this, I go to this program, I open it up, blah, blah, blah. Realistically, you can probably do that better within that computer if you knew how the computer worked a little bit better, right? You might be doing a 10-step program that only takes 4 steps to achieve the same result. It's just your knowledge about how the program works to be able to achieve that. Shit's all the same, dude.
Yeah, exactly.
It's all the same. Like you find out that you've been doing things 10 steps to make that $1 million, and the dude who has a company next door to you only takes 3 steps. Well, if you believe that it can take 3 steps and then you meet him and he gives you the information, boom, what are we doing?
Yeah.
We save seven steps.
Yep.
Fucking crazy, right?
Crazy.
I don't know if you want to get too deep into this, but what's this fucking aircon marketing war that happened in Bunbury? It seems like everyone was offering the same deal with $1 difference, but Nixon was like the one who started it.
Yeah, I don't know. It's not worth going into, but I don't know. We get it a lot. Hey, like we create things and then people duplicate copy, but I don't know. I'm not going to whinge about anything. You know, I'm not here to bag anyone out, but it's just odd. You know, like it's just sort of. It was literally off. There were a couple of ads going around duplicated word for word, and
that's crazy.
It was pretty crazy. It's just we got to be bigger people sometimes. I don't know. I don't know what to say. I don't want to bag anyone out. So
I don't think
it's just not the right way to go about it. You know, really. Everyone's going to make $1. You know, but do it your own way.
I think that's the thing. Like, you know, when I go, you know, I'm well aware that there's totally workwear, hip pocket, work clobber.
Yeah.
What's the thing that makes me different? And then market that.
Yeah.
You know, I don't look at their advertisements. And again, I'm not bagging anyone out.
Yeah.
I don't look at their advertisements and go, fuck, they must be working.
Yeah.
I look at those advertisements and go, well, that's already been done.
Yeah.
You know, and like I sort of talked to it with, I don't believe that Dylan was part of this with DG Air, but you know, like I said to him, like, dude, this is, for me, it's so simple. Like, you start marketing like a subscription-based aircon servicing thing where you you know, you pay X amount and you get this, and this, and if you need a call out per year, I'll come do that as well. Bro, who's doing that?
Yeah.
Be the Netflix aircon subscription service. Easy. And most of the time with subscription services, they fucking forget they got it and you still got their money.
No, it is a good, like the subscription model, like there's lots of things we're going to implement with the subscription model because once again, it's the thing I brought back at the start. It's the ease of something for the client. You know, everything is subscription. You know, if someone can see the value in the subscription, they'll pay it because they don't have to ring up and book it next year. We ring them up and say, hey, this is in. It's already paid. Let's do it.
Yeah.
Keep up to date with what you're doing. You don't have to worry about it. It's all done for you. You knock on their door, you give them a booking date, it's there. You know, but
I think also the biggest thing that tradies get is like, while you're here, can you, right? So someone comes around, like I had this with Carmelo from E&M. He was hooking up the power out the back and I'm like, fuck, actually, while you're here, I'm that guy. I don't want to be that guy. But while you're here, can you just tell me if you can do this and quote this? It's like, dude, say your subscription model is like $100 a year and it gets them an aircon service, way undervalued, right? But then your guys get there and they go, oh, actually, I need a fan fitted and that light stopped working and blah, blah, blah. So now all of a sudden, you're $99 a year plus your $600 on your next job that they do next week.
Yeah.
It's like, business. There's so many fucking ways to make money.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, the first subscription as well, it's like you don't really make much money on it because you're going to market that first subscription. You're going to pay for the lead to get the subscription. So people don't understand that and then you got to pay the guy to do the job.
Right.
So like your first subscription is probably in the neg.
Yeah.
You know, it's the years after that's when you make the money on the model. But it is a very hard system to run if you don't do it properly. And you're going to have a lot of fucking shitty clients if you take their money and you don't deliver.
Yeah.
You know, we've systemized ours and fully automated it to a point where none of that stuff would happen. But someone trying to play around with it and not have that built, good luck, eh?
Yeah,
they're just going to detriment themselves. So I already know how hard it is to operate that model. We've got hundreds and hundreds of subscribers now between everywhere.
Oh, you run a subscription model?
Yeah.
Oh, is that for aircons?
For air, yeah.
Oh, dude, I gave him an idea that fucking you're already doing. I suck.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, we're already doing it, yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Okay, so what's I guess that's then a step-by-step process, because you really can't execute something like that properly until you've sort of got all these, like, you know, I don't know what the categorization of the systems are, but you sort of have to have your ducks in a row by the time you offer that subscription service, so you don't have gaps that are being created.
In concept, it sounds easy for someone to run it, right? You take a call, but it's all the back end stuff. It's all the website building and the capturing of the charges, and then the creation of the jobs, and remembering to book the jobs, and the scheduling and the calling and the, you know, like, and then it's month on month on month, day on day on day. Like, these people are going to expect this.
Yeah, of course.
And if you're not organised, like, it sounds an easy concept to run, but if you do not have the systems, it will fail.
Yeah.
But it is good. They do it a lot in America. That's where we look to for ideas on things that we're not doing in Australia. There's lots of trade service-based businesses run subscription models, whether it be cleaners, window cleaners, through to like everything where people pay like an X fee. They get something, a service delivered, and people just have these people rock up at their door.
Yeah, do their thing.
Yeah, do their thing.
You mentioned before about your relationship with your dad. How many siblings you got?
3.
Right, and you're the oldest?
Yep.
Right, yeah. Okay, so tell me, this is going to sound crazy, but is your dad proud of you?
Yeah, he is. But doesn't tell me a lot, but he is. I know he is because he tells other people. So yeah, he definitely is. Yeah.
I have this. I think it's just a like father and son complex, right? It's like you sort of like every milestone that I sort of meet with a business, I like, you know, call down. Oh man, I fucking did this, and he's like, "Yep," and you're like, "Brother, are you kidding me?" Like, and I sort of realized that I've talked about this ad nauseum with a lot of guests who are, you know, men with businesses. So apologies to the listener, but it's such an interesting thing. I feel like your dad will always sort of see you as the, you know, little boy running around shitting his pants type thing.
Yeah.
And then when you do these like great things that, especially when you're getting acknowledgement from the community for being so good at it, it's like, but you're not hearing it from the one place that you do want to hear it. It's almost like a slow heartbreak, you know?
Yeah, I don't know. He does tell me I do well. Like now, like later, Dad's gotten a lot better as he's gotten older, I've found, in terms of communicating that across. But Dad's not one of those like emotional, like lovey-dovey sort of people, but he's proud. I don't, no doubt about it, because I hear it secondhand through his mates and things like that.
Tell me about it. My dad's like a stone, no emotion, nothing when he talks to you. And again, like, I'm sort of at that thing where I'm like, well, I'm doing this, doing that. Do I need to hit the $1 million mark? Do I need to have $1 million in the bank? Do I need this? But then at the same time, you run into someone, I ran into your dad the other day. Yeah, he's saying that you're doing this and this and this. Yeah, he's fucking, you know, and you're like, well, you can tell me that anytime you want, you know?
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's just a father thing. I don't know. My dad's just wired like that, but I'm just used to it nowadays. So.
Do you feel like you're taking like a different approach in your fatherhood journey?
Yeah, I think like Dad worked real hard when he was younger, obviously, and it wasn't, I wouldn't call it being not present. He was just working a lot.
Yeah.
You know, so I do try to be home a lot more. Be a bit more present is probably the thing, and I'm going to try and enjoy Ollie a bit more with when he starts school. He's only 3.5 at the moment. So But obviously he's grown. That 3.5 years has gone so quick, and I can see, like, Dad even says to me, he's like, I can't believe you're 33 years old. Just like, I don't know where those 30 years have gone, you know? So I think it's important to sort of step back and understand that, take time with your kids. And Dad's been super good with Ollie, because Dad was always working so hard with us. Ollie's his first grandkid, and he's super good and present and wants to be involved in there all the time. So I think he's recognised that shortfall and trying to get it a bit now. He's good with my younger brother. I've got a younger brother that's 17 years younger than me. So, Dad, my other two brothers between us are only 3 and 5 years younger than me. Yep. And then Trent's 17 years younger than me. So that breathed a bit of youth into Mum and Dad. So I think Mum was like 41 or something when she had Trent.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, good on them. That's crazy.
Yeah.
That would have definitely reinvigorated a whole heap of energy, or sucked a whole heap of energy at the start. But then, like, growing up with a kid that age, at that age is...
Yeah, I think it's he's been enjoying it, taking him to all the sports and doing all the things. And, you know, because he did work hard back in the day. Probably wouldn't be in the position he's in if he didn't work hard. So,
Yeah, I think there's a... like, when I try and actualize where all this comes from for him, and then why I'm so emotional about it, and like what sort of father I'm going to be, you sort of realize, like, well, I'm just being a better version of my dad, who's trying to be a better version of his dad. And then for my personal experience, my granddad's dad, he didn't grow up with, he died when he was really young.
Yeah.
So you're like, oh, there's this like generational gap of information. And then that dude grew up to be a father, like beat the shit out of all of his kids, and just grew up on a farm, and like, you know, grew up super religious, 7-day Adventist, pulled them out of everything, took them away from their friends, didn't let them play sport, always working, all the bullshit.
Yeah.
And then that guy was my dad. You know, one of those boys was my dad. No wonder he fucking doesn't know how to say he's proud. His dad was retarded, you know?
Yeah. So it's a good shout. Yeah.
And also, like, you don't really have that point of view until you are like our age, and you're thinking about, like, you know, obviously we're going through IVF at the moment, and I've spent the past 12 months thinking about what sort of father I'm going to be, and I don't even have a kid yet. Yeah. You know, like, it's such a weird...
It's the hardest but best thing ever.
Dude, I'm banging for it.
Yeah. It's such a... it's so hard, but so good. Yeah, some days you're like, just, especially when you're at a high-paced, high-level job and work and things like that, you get home. Yeah. And you are just burnt out. They don't understand that you're burnt out, and you're like, fuck, I can't deal with this right now. Can't do this right now. But they don't understand, and you get agitated, and it's just... you got to try to be better than that. You know, some we're always working on that sort of thing. But
how old's Ollie?
3. He was 3 end of September.
Okay. So 3 and a bit. And I don't know this. Like, is he talking?
Flat out. Just an absolute menace.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And is it like asking questions, talking, or making sounds, talking?
Everything.
Really?
Asking questions, saying sentences. Fully talking.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah, like fully starting to like, it started like dropping little white lies now, eh? Like,
really?
Like, hit him up at night. I was like, you brush your teeth? He goes, yeah, I brushed my teeth. Hasn't brushed his fucking teeth.
Oh, he's got you sorted. That's unreal.
But yeah, like the emotional control thing's a big thing he's going through at the moment. Like if you say no, doesn't understand the word no, doesn't comprehend it, you know, and just the tantrums are just next level. But can fully have a conversation with him. Yep. Speaks like a 3-year-old, obviously, but understands everything, can communicate pretty good. But
that's nuts.
It's pretty cool. He's like the last 6-8 months, he's really just like started growing like a little boy. Yeah. Yeah.
So cool.
Yeah.
Oh man, I'm hanging out for a day. Yeah. Were you? I mean, you're obviously going to say like, I wanted a boy. Was any part of you that wanted a girl?
I was open to anything, to be honest, but I did want a boy though.
Yeah.
Not gonna lie, did want a boy, and I did. Shoot straight the first time, so it was good.
Sick. Do you reckon there's more kids on the horizon?
No, I'm done.
That's it?
Victoria's got 2 of her own, so I've known the 2 girls for 8 years now. So known Remy since she was just under 2, and Ruby since she was like 4.
Oh, so, you've got a whole house full of family.
Whole house full of family, yeah.
That's cool. And obviously I follow you on Facebook. It's not weird to know you've just recently got a new house as well.
I have, mate. Yeah, just upgraded.
And lawn
upgraded. Yeah. Got a nice lawn now, mate. And, on an acre. Yeah. A lifestyle block.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
Has that changed your, like, is that making you hungrier to work? Is it making you more comfortable in your life? What's the result?
I think more comfortable. Like, it's good getting home and actually enjoying. Like, there's always something to do. Got my own big shed. You know, got a golf sim set up in the shed. Got my own space. You know, got my own ride-on lawnmower. Yeah, no, it's just good. Good having a bit of space, bit of room, your own area.
Yeah.
You know, no one's nearby. No, or the neighbour, you can't see the neighbour. There's trees everywhere. You know, just good to get out of suburbia because like that. It's just busy. The hustle of just being in the middle of everyone and everything. It's just good to get home. No noises, no nothing. You can just get around, do what you want. It's been good. I've enjoyed it. Yeah. Obviously, a lot more work.
Yeah, for sure.
Looking after all the shit, but I like it.
I think there's something to being a boy and growing up on property as well, though, because you just have so many more instances where, like, I don't know if you got chickens or whatever, but like I learned what was going on through, why is that rooster doing that to that chicken? And Dad's like, well, that's how the little chickens are made. You're like, oh, all right. So instead of having some other boy at school tell you like, yeah, there's fucking and that's how kids are made, you sort of have that organic, like,
you already understand.
Yeah. You're literally learning with the birds and the bees.
Yeah.
You know, it's such and also the problem solving, the critical thinking that you get when, like, you know, when he's watching you with the ride-on lawnmower up in the air and you're changing the blade on it because it's blunt and you're doing all these things.
Yeah.
The things now that I look back go, how did I figure out how to solve all these problems? It's because Dad was always solving problems around me.
Yeah. I actually grew up, my old man lived on 30 acres, so we're always doing something, and my grandparents owned a dairy farm, so it was always tractors and fixing stuff and welding and grinding and motorbikes and, you know, everything. That's how I grew up, you know, always making something and, you know, always.
Yeah. That whole maker mentality, like, I feel like that's another part of those three things I was saying with big shakers and movers is like in their mind, they're like a creative genius.
Yeah.
You know, and it's like obviously a big thing to say genius, but it's like you sort of have to have like an unrealistic optimism or belief in that, like, all right, this thing doesn't exist, but if it did, what would it look like? How would it work? What is it? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And being able
100%.
to execute on that is a big deal.
Oh, definitely. Yeah.
Because a lot of people have great ideas and spend their whole life thinking about it.
Oh, there's so many ideas, people.
Yeah.
There's so many people that have these grand ideas but just don't do anything about it.
Yeah.
It's just taking that step to back yourself into, hey, I'm going to give this a crack.
Yeah.
The gap between business operators and the person that thinks like that is so far. Like they're two different kinds of people. Hey, I know so many people that are this person. Yeah. That will never be that person because it's just a different, you got to take that leap. You got to back yourself in and I think it just takes that first idea and the execution of it to sort of get it moving, but you got to have that trait built into you to do it, you know?
I think my big thing is always like the 1% between the, you know, dreamer and the believer.
Yeah. That's probably a better way to put it, dreamer, believer. Yeah.
Always want to, if you're a believer, you always want to employ the dreamer. Yeah. Because they will be the best manager because they'll treat it like, if I was I'd do it like this. And I'm only doing it like this until I do my own thing, but they never do their own thing.
Yeah.
You know, and it's like they're such good operators compared to the person who's like, I do this for a job. My boss is a prick, you know, like I'm there for the money. Yeah. You know, like, and I think the crazy part about that person is, just honing in on that for a second, is they actually hate their life. They hate their life. Like I said before, like I'm hanging out to start work. I'm hanging out to give my customer a really good experience. Yeah. You know, like we're going through IVF at the moment. I've been away from the computer for days at a time. I feel like I should be doing the customer better. Yeah. You know, but you don't want to say, like, I've got these personal things going on with me, so that's why it's like, dude, fuck my personal things. It's about the customer. That's why we get paid. Right?
Yeah.
Compare that to the person who's just going to work. They're 10 minutes late every day. They always shit when they get to work, so they get an extra 20 minutes off. Yeah. That person there hates their missus, dude.
Yeah.
They don't have any hobbies. They drink to escape everything. Yeah. You know, and the reality is, if you just try, shit gets heaps better.
Yeah, literally, yeah.
So much better. Yeah. You know, like do things as if your life depends on it. That's when your life depends on it, and then you get value and purpose from your life. The responsibility is a gift. It's not like a fucking a scar, you know?
Yeah. Fully agree there.
Like, yeah. I could talk about that shit all day. How are we doing for time?
10 away. Up to you, mate.
Yeah, we got time. Sweet. Yeah. All right. Is there anything that's burning in your mind you wanted to ask me?
No, it's been a pretty good little chat, mate, to be honest. I've enjoyed it.
I feel like I put so much shit online that people probably feel like they know me in general, you know?
No, I think you've dissected a lot out of me today, mate, to be honest. It flowed really well. I feel like it flowed a lot better than the last one, to be honest. So
Yeah. I think there's so many elements to it, though. Like, you know, it's like anything in business. You're not really trying to revolutionize your business any one day, but you're always trying to, like, just get a bit better. Just get a bit better, you know? And for this, it's like, you know, the most recent improvement has been the cover photo that goes with each clip on each of the social media platforms.
Yep.
So like before it was just like a part of that clip. Now it's like I actually make individual cover photos for each thing.
Oh, yeah.
You know, again, like you're saying before, you try and implement the subscription service on day one of owning an electrical business, it doesn't work.
Yeah.
Dude, if you try and make individual cover photos for 5 clips that you post every week for every podcast, even in year one, you shoot yourself in both feet and expect it to dance.
It's not going to work. Yeah.
It doesn't work, you know? And even like we're trying to actually, you're the first person with the trees in the background. Like that's a small, just trying to create a little bit of depth or a little bit of difference, see if it works. Like I want
neat little space. I really, really like it, to be honest.
The only problem is it's like white. So I either want to put like a something or maybe like change the color of the getting in the
Paint
weeds.
the wall.
Yeah. I think maybe put up a curtain. That way you can change the curtain as you go. But yeah, there's no right or wrong answer, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fucking... But as I said before, this is my favorite part. Like, I love this. This is so much fun, you know? I have to stop this and then go print T-shirts for the rest of the day.
Yeah, I've actually played golf Thursdays, so that's why I've got to leave at 10:45. So.
Dude, you got important shit to do. Do you run at all?
What's that?
Do you run or cycle?
Yeah, I go in waves.
Yeah?
To be honest. Yeah, I do back end of December, start of December, I was running a couple of times a week. I play basketball Tuesdays, golf Thursdays.
Oh, sick.
Golf's good exercise. It's about 11K walk, roughly, every Thursday. Burns massive amount of calories, which is good.
And it'd probably be like 11K, you're probably getting like 10,500 steps or something as well.
Way more, hey.
Really?
Because I go to work in the morning. What have I done today? 5,000.
Oh, wow.
Today be 23,000 steps in today.
That's crazy.
It's hectic. Every Thursday. So it's like a good burn after probably sitting at a desk Monday to Wednesday.
What's your diet look like?
Pretty good.
Like are you onto your diet?
I wouldn't say onto it, but I do eat pretty healthy, hey. Like it's always protein, veg, carb, dinner.
Yep.
But yeah, the bit where I blow out is probably like having a couple too many beers on like a Friday.
Right.
But even then it's pretty good. Yeah. Like I don't go get too much takeaway or if I go to dinner it'll be like going to a pub to eat like a palmy or something, but I wouldn't class that as absolute shit food. But
even then you're pretty
I roughly look at trying to keep my calorie count like under 2,500 calories every day.
Yep.
And I found that maintains my weight pretty well. I never like fluctuate too much but I wouldn't say I go and count grams of protein, carbs,
dude, we got shit to do. Come on.
Yeah, I don't go to that level. I just sort of monitor what I do. I fast from dinner time till 11 a.m.
Okay.
Every day.
Yep.
I never have breakfast. Black coffee in the morning.
Wow. How many coffees are you on
2
to
3 in the morning.
Okay.
Yeah, so I get up about 5:30, bang some supplements down.
Yep.
Black coffee, drive to work. By that time, I've finished one coffee, have another one. And then got a coffee machine at work, obviously.
Yeah, they're dangerous.
Yeah. So, 2 to 3, I found a good number.
Yeah.
Keeps me going till 11 a.m, like curbs the hunger a little bit.
Yeah.
And then, because obviously I'm not moving around a great deal at work, you just got to watch. Like if you're eating brekkie and then lunch and then dinner, it's not hard to start tubbing up, you know.
Accidentally have fucking 4,000 calories in a day and sit at your desk.
Yeah.
Actually, you're the reason I have a sit-stand desk because I remember every time I go and see you, you're always standing up. I'm like,
I don't even have a chair in my office.
Hectic.
I don't own an office chair. I just stand up all day.
That's great.
I got a sore back a couple years back.
Yep.
And I couldn't shake it for about 4 months. And it was just giving me abs. I must have compressed a disc or something. Sitting, because I was never in a good posture and always leaning forward. And after that, I'm like, nah. I went and seen a chiro. I can't remember who it was, someone in Bunbury. They're like, man, you got to stand up like during the day, like for prolonged periods of time, and you got to either get the posture chairs, you get those belts you wrap around your waist. So I was like, fuck that. I'm not going to worry about doing that. So I just stand.
Yeah. You ever doing like hangs, like dead hangs in that?
What?
Just get like a bar and hang?
Nah. I've heard of people doing that though.
It's huge.
Yeah.
Huge. We put a bar in the workshop probably about 2-3 months ago now. And I religiously, like, because I'm printing out there for at least an hour a day.
Yeah.
And dude, the amount of times that, like, I'll probably hang off that, say, half a dozen times for a minute at a time.
Yeah, right.
And dude, it like destroys your fingers and your forearms. But dude, it just
stretches everything out.
You can feel it. Like over the minute, you can feel different parts of your body just like getting lower and lower and lower.
Yeah.
Dude, that's the shit.
Yeah, I've always had dramas with tight hips and stuff as well. That was like me sitting down a lot.
Yeah.
I found like real tight hip flexors.
Oh, yeah, front of your hips?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like real bad. And I've never been able to cross my legs. There's one thing that's a weird thing that I can't do. Can't cross my legs.
As in when you do it, your knees are like right up.
Yep.
You can't.
Unless I stretch and stretch. I'll get it to a point, but it's nowhere near being able to like flatten them out to the ground or always had super tight hips.
Yeah.
And I found sitting down made it way worse.
Yep.
But yeah, and I feel like standing up just gets me in like a different
headspace.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I can't sit still. Like I got a phone call, I'm banging straight out the door, just trudging up the yard.
Yeah.
You know, and that gets my steps up too, obviously. But I do try and move where I can.
Yep.
Yeah.
Dude, the walking around on the phone is like one of the greatest parts of life.
Yeah.
For me, if it's over 10 minutes, I'm weeding the garden. I've got the secateurs out. I'm like, you know what I mean?
I do. So it is. I don't know what it is. Just, I don't know why the moving thing, it helps me initiate conversation, thought process. And if I sit on a chair, there's no way I could sit here on the phone.
Yeah.
Having a big conversation with someone.
Oh, and dude, everything is drawn on. I've opened like 16 different tabs. I'm half in the phone call. I'm half in that. You don't really exist in. Yeah, it's such a bizarre bloody... That I think also like the separation, like I have these moments where I have to go and like do something to get away from this and like going for a drive, going for a walk and not having your phone or whatever. That's the move because your body's like, your mind is processing like, oh yeah, tree, this, that, cars, oh dickhead, blah, blah, blah. It's sort of giving your subconscious a chance to like reset and like have that different perspective of what we're trying to solve or what we're looking at.
Yeah.
You know, that getting yourself, but yeah, there is something about the movement and like you I don't know. I almost feel like there's a parallel to moving through a conversation and physically moving through like your surroundings.
Yeah, it might be. Yeah.
So when you're stationary, it's like the conversation is trying to go somewhere and you're like,
staying still with it, not going anywhere.
Retarded, you know?
Yeah.
Do you sleep well?
Yep. Well, last night, what did I have? I have an Aura ring. Have you seen those Aura rings? Yeah, I've got one of them. I wear that at night, but I wear my Garmin watch during the day.
Hey, have you ever worn your Garmin during the night to sleep?
Aura tracks my sleep.
Yeah, but have you ever?
Yeah.
Did you find it fucked up your sleep?
No.
Bro, I can't wear my Garmin at night.
Yeah.
And I thought anecdotal, it's just me. I was listening to Chris Lair podcast the other day and he's got the same thing. Got a Garmin for Christmas, started wearing it, sleeps fucked for 2 weeks. One night he just doesn't wear his watch for whatever reason and he slept well.
I think the whole thing of looking at the sleep score plays with your head. Yeah. You're like, oh, I've had a 70 sleep score last night. I'm going to feel shit today.
Yeah. Yeah, true.
Yeah.
Does the Aura tell you your blood count and everything as well?
Very in depth. Higher. There's more in the Aura than what there is in Garmin for sleep data.
Wow.
Yeah.
And there's more from Garmin than there is in an Apple Watch.
Yeah. I love my Garmin watch. I love my Garmin watch.
What are you running?
It's a golf watch. It's an S70.
Oh.
So it's like a specific, like it's literally, it's got all the other stuff. Like you can still run and do all the shit, swim and all that stuff. But like it's got, when you click the button, it's like play golf. And then it's got like pictures. When you're playing golf, there's an actual picture of the hole.
Oh, no
you can
way.
like, tells you the distances from the hole. You can click like a spot on your watch and it like tells you how far it is away. And full like, I don't know how it's legal, but yeah, they're awesome. They've had them around for years, but this one's like the highest tech golf watch on the market.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just got a 965 for running and just you completely changes it. Like my whole way of training, I'm training for this marathon in April, have been for 2 or 3 months now. And my whole way of training has gone from like, yep, go out, do a 5K, you know, make it feel sort of hard or easy or moderate, whatever. Now it's like, no, I'm going out for 35 minutes under 140 heart rate.
Yep.
And then you come back and it tells you whether you're anaerobic or aerobic or you're going too hard. And also, I've got a continuous conversation with ChatGPT that I upload all my screenshots to, and it's like, dickhead, you shouldn't have gone that hard. Or
it is good. That's a good thing about I have when I was working on aerobic capacity with my watch, I was doing the same thing. It does give you some pretty good information and tips on like what you should and shouldn't be doing day to day and when to do what. And I'm going to have a 10K run on Saturday. How should I structure my week and things like that? Yeah,
dude. And the things that blow my mind are like cadence, cool. It's measuring the amount of bounces in my body. My vertical oscillation, like how far my foot is coming off the ground and going back, like how? How?
I don't know.
We've gone from science to black magic with that shit, you know? And there's so many like layers of shit. Like you go through all the charts and you're like, how is this possibly putting all this together?
Yeah, even like with the ring, you know that ring, that sleep's like oxygen saturation and breathing irregularities. Is that the right word?
Yeah. As in like when because your breathing regularity determines when you're going in and out of REM sleep and or dreaming.
Yeah.
Because while you're dreaming, you tend to like hold your breath or like...
My missus reckons I've got sleep apnea, but I don't know about that. But I don't reckon I do. But
wait, do you have sleep apnea or you snore? Because they're not the same thing.
I don't know. I don't hear myself, so I don't know.
Yeah, I'm asleep, cuz I don't know.
I don't know.
We got one mate in particular he's like, no, I don't fucking snore. Got the most hectic videos of this kind in Japan. Dude, it's like, you're not snoring, you're dying, you know? Yeah. Like, you're not getting any sleep, your body...
Yeah, she reckons I just don't breathe for like 20 seconds.
Oh.
But I just don't know if that's like and then all of a sudden I'll just take a gasp of air.
Yeah.
But I don't wake up or anything, so I don't know.
That's crazy. Yeah. Have heaps of dreams where I'm drowning, probably not related. Oh, shit. Yeah, well... Yeah, I think you're right about the sleep score thing. All the boys sort of upload when they get really good or really shit sleep scores.
Yeah.
When I was wearing the watch, mind you, I had a big blowout right before my birthday, you know, expected, and then got a Garmin the day of my birthday and then wore it flat out for 3 weeks. And like, I don't know about you, but like, unless there's a reason, I don't drink, I don't stay up late. I don't do anything wrong. And especially with this trying to get pregnant thing, you sort of lifestyle, diets, everything's real good. So then you have this 16-hour send where you've only drank piss and eaten the worst food and blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, is the Garmin the reason my sleeping's not good? Or is maybe my body's completely reset?
It's crazy the detriment that drinking and that has on your sleep and stuff. Like
huge.
Massive. People don't understand having even 2 beers.
Yeah.
Like, because I track it all. I've seen it. Like, HRV, I don't know if you know HRV, heart rate variability, is like your stress recovery, basically.
Yep.
My stress recovery, Tuesday night, I had a couple of beers after basketball.
Yep.
Probably had 3 beers, maybe max. HRV, my HRV sits above 60 usually, which is good.
Right.
30, like after drinking.
No way.
20, 30, yeah. Yeah, and sleep score drops from like 85 to 90, right the way down to, someone's going north of 90, down to like 65, 70, just from having a couple of beers, yeah.
And do you like psychologically notice any like...
Last night I had a good sleep. I'm actually super fresh and sharp today, and I think it was like an 89 score last night.
Yeah.
I found it directly, when I get a good HRV score, I feel really sharp.
Yeah.
I found.
So it's a like pretty solid indicator that...
Yeah, I found the sleep score doesn't matter as much.
Yeah.
Anything north of 80, I feel fine. It's just all got to do with how well my HRV behaves overnight.
Interesting.
How many times I get up during the night, because that all affects it, obviously.
Do you... is it common for you to get up at night?
Only if I drink too much water.
Yeah. See, I cut off...
you get up for a piss or something like that, and it's just... I found supplements make me go to the toilet a bit at night, but I found taking them earlier fixes that, and you just try and Yeah, it's I've got it good now. I pretty much sleep through the whole time. I've been having these hectic dreams lately, but other than that, I tend to like not get up to take a piss or anything. I'm also real big like right before you go to sleep, like about to sleep, go piss. Yeah.
That most of the time fixes it. But yeah, I tend to find like, especially when you get that, because when you wake up to piss, you have to like get out of bed.
Yeah.
Temperature change.
Yeah.
You know, like go outside and you're like, you know, what's that sound? Where's that light coming from? Like your mind is sort of processing. Then you go back to sleep. Usually you fall asleep straight away, but you've still had this big break.
Waking up.
Yeah. So what's your like resting heart rate when you say? I feel like I'm interrogating you right now.
51 last night.
Hectic.
Yeah.
Hectic.
Yeah.
So
I got a really low. I don't know what it is, but
basketball.
When I run a lot, I go sub 50.
Yeah.
Sometimes, but I've got to be actively exercising.
Yeah.
But yeah, always low 50s, 50, 51, 52.
That's nuts.
Always, yeah.
That's fucking crazy.
Yeah.
I'm self-proclaimed fittest in our group. They're going to hate it when they hear that. But and dude, I'm like, I can get 58, 59
Really?
On a good night? Yeah,
True.
yeah. Dude, I'm an ex-athlete. I was a professional athlete for a year in my adolescence.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to call it 7 years of solid, like, just drinking, drugs, staying up late, bad decisions, blah, blah, blah. And then in the past sort of like, 4 years, it's been riding a push bike really hard most days, and now just recently starting to run.
Yeah.
And as soon as I started running, because the boys would always run, I'd ride alongside them. And now that I'm running with them, it's like hands down in any situation, any distance, I can run further, faster, and whatever. Yep. Besides maybe George. George's a bit of a fucking anomaly. He doesn't train, and he still runs sub 4 10Ks. You're like, dude, just fucking don't.
Yeah,
he's shorter than me, fitter than me. Like he's always got injuries. He's like, went out, ran another PB the other day, fucking 10K. You're like, just leave me alone, But that it seems to be like as soon as I started training properly again, my body immediately responded and was like, we know what we're doing.
Yeah.
And then even having those shitty sleeps, you look at like your heart rate. You're like, fuck, my heart really slows down at night. That's cool.
Yeah.
Mind you though, have you done heart rate training before?
No.
This I'm in training for a marathon. It's like 3 periods, and the first one is essentially just building like aerobic base.
Yep.
So you're doing heaps of low heart rate long runs, which feels like it's detrimental because you're barely moving.
Yeah.
You're doing it for 45 minutes at a time.
Yep.
So say you go, all right, I'm going to go run 30 minutes at 140 or less.
Yep.
And you do that 5 times. Well, by the 5th time, you're running like a kilometer more than what the first one was.
Yeah.
Same amount of heart rate, same amount of time.
Yeah.
So it fully works.
Yeah.
So then actually this is funny. Yesterday, because I did a really nice 5K the other day, sub 140, just felt good, felt dreamy. I was like, this is sick. Like I see what this is all about. And then I went to do an easy run yesterday in Perth. It's 5:30. It's 32 degrees.
Yeah.
And I go out to do like just a chill 35 minutes. Dude, I was like, I got to a point like I can't think about my heart rate. My maximum heart rate at one point was 160 something.
Yeah.
I was that was my average heart rate was 160 something. My max heart rate was like 180.
Yeah, right.
Dude, I was fucking dying. You're like 2Ks in, you're like, I'm 1.97 Ks in. I've got, what the fuck are we doing here? It's terrible. But yeah, all right. I'm going to let you go play golf.
Thanks, Jake.
Thanks for coming on the podcast.
Appreciate it, mate.
I'll get you back on when you've either sold Nixon or like another year or two in, and we can reflect on all the changes in between.
Sounds like a plan, mate. Thank you.
Everyone else be good to your mum because we are out.